Ladies and gentlemen, this is Joe's Classic Video Games, back with another really cool arcade game video for you this evening. We're going to do something a little different this time. This is actually a kiddie ride, but it's such a special one that we figured we'd film a little video for our channel here on YouTube. Because even if you're not really all that into kiddie rides, you'll probably like this one. Check this out. We have the full-size, original FlintMobile. Check that out. This is a really iconic kiddie ride. It's not really as old as you might think. The Flintstones came out in 1960, and this ride came out in 1994. It was made by Kiddies of Puerto Rico, who made a bunch of cool kiddie rides. Actually, they made all three of those that you're looking at there. But this was kind of their most licensed, popular one. You've probably all seen this somewhere, because whenever you see it, you go, well, that's a pretty cool idea. I've never seen one that still worked. This one does still work, but we had to modify it a little bit. I've never seen an original one that still worked. I assume that it originally played the theme song. Whenever we got this one, the soundboard was missing, the timer wasn't working, and it just had the motor was hardwired, so you plugged it in and it just started working. Well, that's not how it's supposed to be, so we fixed it up a little bit. So what we did was we ordered a timer for it that has like an MP3 player built into it. So we were able to put the theme song back on it, get the timer working properly, so you put a quarter in and it starts the ride and starts the music. So we'll play it here in a second. You can see it. Now this was, like I said, it came out in '94, which I think was when they were doing the live action movie. So they must have been licensing some of the Flintstone stuff. They did a pretty good job on this. If you know anything about these kiddie rides, you know that they're all basically just big pieces of fiberglass that are on like a steel frame that the motor moves. So you've got the two. Most of this is the original paint. Since it's fiberglass, you can repaint them, which they've done a little bit inside. Like you can see, that's not original. And you can see that they painted over the seat, but then it wore off a little bit. They repainted it white, but it's starting to fade back to its original. I believe originally the wheel may have moved too. This one is just bolted on where it doesn't move, but I think originally it may have actually spun. Got the coin door with a little cash box below it. You've got a little tread there for climbing in it. And of course they did a pretty good job with the fiberglass. It's got the canopy on it, which is pretty cool. I would imagine that would probably be easy to break. The deal with kiddie rides is a lot of times you get people who aren't kids riding them, and if you'd think that could probably snap. They may have reinforced it with steel so that it's a lot stronger than you think, but check it out. It's got the hole in the top because everybody knows that Dino stuck his head through the top of it, right? So whenever they made this, that year, '94, they made three different rides. They made this one, the FlintMobile, which was the biggest one. And then they made a Dino ride, where you actually ride them. And then they made Barney's car, which, do you know the name of Barney's car? How good are you with your Flintstones trivia? Barney's car was called the Logan Continental. Right? So they made a Logan Continental, they made a Dino, and they made the FlintMobile. Now it's big enough where two kids could sit in it, I guess, or two small adults would probably be how it usually goes. So you put the kid in, you drop a quarter in, and check this out. Now this is a little Chinese board we've got in there, so at the beginning it'll say something in Chinese, which I believe, you know what, somebody translate for me. There's probably somebody who knows Chinese listening to this. Tell me what they're saying at the beginning. They're probably saying, hold on tight, or put another quarter in, or something like that. But I'll start it up, and you can hear the song and watch it move. I don't know what he says. I don't know what it says at the end. But like I said, we should have probably tried to find an English version. But it works great. It takes quarters again, and it plays the theme song. Isn't that all that's important, folks? So we feel like we did a pretty good job. I mean, we saved it. The original soundboards, you can't get anywhere, and we've had other ones. This one here actually is from the same company, and it's got the same problem. The soundboard was missing. You can add like an aftermarket one like we did. But it's back up and running and doing its thing. What a cool little game. Now, by the time you see this, the FlintMobile may have drove off to somebody else's game room. So we may not even have it available anymore. But check out our website. We got all kinds of cool stuff like this. Lots of arcade games at all times. Go to lionsarcade.com. You can check them all out. If you're local, you can stop by and see all of our games. We get arcade games, pinball machines, some kiddie rides, but not many. Sometimes we get cranes and jukeboxes. You can stop by and see them all. We're in downtown Rock Hill, South Carolina, which is about 15 or 20 minutes south of Charlotte, North Carolina. And we've got a whole showroom full of games like this at all times. We also sell vintage video games, things like that. Stop by and see us. Now, if you're not local, so you can't come by, and you've checked out our website and you love it, but you're not going to buy an arcade game, well, that's fine. Just subscribe to us here on YouTube. And every time we get in a cool game like this, we'll film a little video, let you see what it's all about, tell a little story about it, where we got it, and everything, and a fun time will be had by all. So we'll see you on the next video. Make sure you thumbs up this one for Fred and the family, and leave your comments below.